How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to another installment of this series. I was in special education as a child, all the way up to high school, actually. I was placed in there around the fourth grade, I think. And one thing that stuck out to me was the fact that we all ate lunch together against our will. Nobody wanted to eat lunch with each other. It was weird. Like, in the school, you had different cliques, right? Different genres of friend groups. You had the punks hung out with the punks. You had, which at that grade, not really, but everyone was still kind of figuring out their niche. You know, you had the nerds. Everyone knew where the gamers hung out, and then you've got the artist friend groups who all gathered together to draw Pokemon because that was the coolest thing in school. Maybe you were into the Pogs, trying to stack everything and slam the slammer on top of them to make them all fall off. But the special education group, here's what's fun. They had their own cliques also. They had like a little mini version of the grand schools cliques, like the grand schools genres. That classroom also had that too. We did not hang out with each other. There were the popular kids. There were the jocks. There were the people who did artwork. Right? They were all throughout those grades. It was really weird to see that in a classroom full of people who are not well adjusted to the rest of the school are also not well adjusted to each other. And so when it came to eating lunch, nobody wanted to eat with each other. Now here's the real shocker. We had to hold hands. I'm not making that up. When we leave the classroom to go to lunch, we would hold hands to lunch. And it was to make sure that none of us wandered away, which, to be fair, I would have. I would. I really would. I would actually get lost. I was one of those. I may be high functioning, all right, but I will get lost. And to this day, I will. To this day, I will wander away. I have to actively remind myself not to wander away from the group because I will. Something will catch my attention and then I'll just wander away. Never be seen again. But when we would walk to the lunch line, we had to hold hands. And it just so happened to be one of these days I was looking around and I noticed, hey, wait a minute. Why is no one else doing this? Why is no one else holding hands to get lunch? Why is it just us? And it just kind of, something clicked in my head of just like, I mean, if no one else is doing it, then why should I? And of course, there was someone in front of me and someone behind me, so I just kind of took the person in front of me's hand and the person behind me's hand, and I just put them together, and I stepped aside, and I watched them leave. I wondered to myself, God, did I really spend 3 weeks doing this without thinking about doing that? So I just did my own thing. I wanted to see what the outside world was like. I wanted to talk to new people who were not, realizing who I was, because in my classroom, I was not the very popular person. I was definitely the loser of the classroom. And when I went out there, I got to talk to other people, and other people are awesome. That was cool. Other people were talking about like, oh yeah, I'm going to play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64. And someone else would be like, oh, did you see the X-Men episode? I'm like, you guys watch X-Men? I watch X-Men. You play N64? I play N64. Why have I not been eating lunch with all of you? This is amazing. I remember one person was like peeling off because like they ate the cheese, they ate the pepperoni, and then they just sat there and they start licking the pizza crust, and they start peeling off the dough of the soft part, telling me like, oh yeah, it's a second cheese. It's a second cheese under the sauce. And I just kept looking at him like, are you sure you're not in my class? Are you sure you're not part of my with them? But everyone started doing it. And I was like, oh yeah, cheese. The dough is cheese. And I was like, all right, the dough is cheese. Yeah. Until the teacher noticed I was gone and started panicking because, one of her students is missing. She has one job and she failed it. So she started yelling for my name. Sean, where are you? Well, I did not reveal myself. I started to hide. That's when I start noticing that the other people at that school had a rumor about us that I didn't know until that very moment. You see, when you isolate an entire classroom to eat by themselves, the other kids start to think there might be something wrong with them. And they had a rumor that it was contagious, that we had something that made us look like that, that made us, special needs. So when the teachers start looking around like, where are you? Where are you? The other kids started like panicking because they were like, oh no, one of them got out. Oh no, one of them's among us. And instantly, just things started to fall apart rapidly. People are start pointing fingers. People are starting to wonder who it is. Friends versus friends, brothers versus brothers. Just, it was you. No, it's you. I'm trying so hard not to let myself be standing out. I didn't blame anyone, which I probably should have, because that made me look even more suspicious. The moment I wasn't blaming anyone and I'm just quietly eating my food, not making a scene, people started wondering if it was me. Why aren't you saying anything? Why are you being suspiciously quiet? Oh, me? I'm just eating. I don't know what's going on. Oh my god, it's you. It's you, isn't it? You're the escapee, aren't you? All right, look, just don't tell anyone, okay? I'm just eating my lunch. I'm fine. You're infected. You're one of them. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Teacher, he's here. I found him. And they just ratted me out like as if I was an escaped convict. Surprise, there's no reward money. You just ratted me out for no reason. After that, the teacher started holding my hand personally so I couldn't escape. Was it worth it? A little bit. Did I enjoy holding the teacher's hand to lunch? No. No, that was awful. That was even worse than holding the rest of their hands. Are you kidding me? I didn't like that. The teacher kept an annoyingly close watch on me after that, though. Especially during field trips. The moment I broke away from line, the teacher knew. I was the escape artist. I was the one that would wander away the most. And on multiple occasions, when we went on field trips, oh yeah, they kept a close eye on me. Which, by the way, field trips for the special ed class, it feels like the Magic School Bus. I'm not going to lie. It feels whimsical. It really does. I've been on both a regular field trip with like the long bus and a field trip on the short bus. And let me tell you something, you're missing out. The short bus rides are always fun. They let you play music. I mean, I guess you could do that now because technology allows you to play music. But back then, we didn't have like iPod shuffles and all that, and like iPads, and no, we didn't have any of that. We had a CD player, and that got confiscated. We couldn't have CD players with us. So the bus driver for the short bus would let us play our music on the radio. That was cool. We got to listen to music on the way to school. I'm not realizing I'm getting excited for us listening to music on the way to school, which makes me sound even more autistic. Hey man, I got to listen to music on the way to school. We all sang songs. We did the wheels on the bus go round and round. And then like there was nap time in high school. Like it was so cool. We were so cool. But like having that energy on field trips was awesome because they made it entertaining. The teacher would sometimes tell jokes or stories, and we'd listen to songs, and we got to have fun. You know what happens on a regular school trip? Nothing. Everyone just sat there quietly, like a bunch of sad idiots. I'd be over there cracking jokes, telling stories. The teacher up front was like, "Hey, you, keep it down over there. You're being too loud." For what? Is it going to distract the driver? He's going to hear a joke, laugh, and we're all going to crash? Why? Why do I have to be quiet? Why? Of course, eventually, as I got into higher grades, there wasn't a short bus for me anymore, and I had to take the regular bus. And of course, I would start making more friends in special needs classrooms. And I'll of course, will tell more stories of some of the shenanigans my friends and I got up to in special ed and in other episodes. But it was just weird to think back on how we ate together like that, how everyone had to hold hands to the lunch line, and how we had to sit down and separated from everyone else. I don't know what it's like now. God forbid if they keep doing that. That's awful. Don't isolate anyone. That's how rumors get spread. Okay, when you isolate an entire classroom, that's, of course they're going to spread rumors. They're kids. Kids gossip. They see something that's not normal, they're going to be like, well, there must be something wrong with them. Of course they're going to do that. I really hope it's not like that anymore. I really do. Because that would be god awful for someone's self-esteem to go through that. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you everyone for tuning in.